And so tonight I'm going to share some tips and tricks for buying stocks. So if you've not ever purchased stocks outside of your investment, like your job investment, 401ks, and that sort of thing, you can do that on your own and be very successful. Um, I'm going to share my screen here. Let me see. It's kind of hard juggling two different screens, but I'm going to do it. Okay, so let me see here. I went live, but I was trying to go live in the group and not actually in my. Hey, Gary. I'm trying to go live in the Facebook group too as well, but I'll go ahead and get started because it took me live in my personal account and I didn't want to do that. So Georgia is in the house. Hey, Georgia. Here, let's do this. Put you up here. So I'm going to talk about share some things that I use for buying stocks. So of course I always have books. Now actually these are the same books. It's just a revised copy, and these are the books. And it's the author is William J. O'Neill, and I love it because it shows you how to select good stocks, when to sell, when to hold, how to set boundaries, which is nice. Now, one thing is, as you can see, the method that it uses is called CANSLIM investment strategy. And so it's an acronym, but it is a 7-step process. And so if you use it, you definitely can walk away with some good stocks in your personal portfolio. And so let me just pull up some of my information here. And I wanted to share some of my tools. So there's the books. I read the books. It gives you strategy. It shows you how to read charts. It shows you how to, for the most part, history repeats itself, but there are times in our lives or in history where a curveball is thrown in and that different techniques have to be used in order to stay in the market. So like just 2008, the real estate market crash, just COVID last year. So you never know when a curveball will hit the market and make changes. So, but if you have a fundamental approach to or a strategy to in purchasing, you can buy it where the price is low and sell it when it's high. Or there are investors that buy high and sell when it drops. There are people that buy it sideways. There's day traders. I mean, there's all multiple ways, and you just find the technique that interests you most, the technique that you're gonna actually put the time and energy into, just really mastering it. And I was thinking today, like when I first started, just like Rich Dad, I read that book twice. And each time I walked away with information that I needed for that season in my life. And so when you're starting off, just take small baby steps to get you to, if you keep at it, you'll become an expert at it. And, it becomes second nature. So I'm going to try my best, Gary, to share some screens that I have here. I'll take this off. Let's see. Okay, so this is called the value line. And let me know that you can see that, Gary. What I like about the value line, this is something that you can go to your local library. Usually it's behind the librarian, and you just have to give her your driver's license in exchange for this big thick book. Every company that is public are in this book, and these are just a one pager. On this one page you can get everything that you need to know about the company, their numbers, everything you need. Even though this is not part of the CANSLIM technique, I still like the value line because it stretches it out for like 10 years. Because sometimes you can look at a weekly, a monthly, a daily chart, and it looks like it's climbing. But if you stretch it out for 10 years, it will truly show whether it's climbing or if it's on its way down, because there's always dips and flows in the market. So you want to make sure that you're looking at a true picture. You definitely don't want to buy stocks by, rumors. Always use the numbers. And so I'm going to give you the strategy. I've already released the strategy for those that are in the living in the overflow. Even on this site here, I shared it as you just slide through. But that's the meat of really seeing if the company is stable and strong and able to make you money. So a lot of times the blue chip companies, they're just staying afloat, really. You know what I'm saying? They're not going anywhere. They've been around forever. So their team is, not so much trying to make you money. So I usually like to go with the IPOs because these teams and new companies are trying to prove themselves. And so I feel like I get a better bang for my buck with IPOs. That's something that I enjoy. On this teaching today, I'm not going to make any recommendations, although you'll see some companies, and I'm only using it for educational purposes. I'm not making any type of recommendations. So as you can see, the value line, like I said, you can get this from the library. I called the library today because of COVID. They haven't really been open, but they are open. They now have it electronically. You can go to your library's website, use your library card number, and have access to these reports, which I really like. And it looks small here. But I will load it in the group afterwards, Gary. And let's see. Now, C for CANSLIM, like I said, is acronyms. So C stands for the current quarterly earnings. So we're looking for 25% or higher earnings per share, growth in most recent quarter, preferably accelerating. So we're looking for companies that are growing consistently, and we're looking for 25 or higher. We're also looking at the annual earnings growth, which is 25% to 50% or higher annual earnings growth. So these are criterias. So if you have a company that you're interested in, you are looking to see that it meets these 7 criterias. We're also looking for companies that have new products or services. What are they doing? Are they, how are they competing in today's market? Or do they, just think if Ford or any of the car companies, just think what will happen if they do not follow the trend and produce some electrical cars. Eventually they're going to phase out if majority of the companies are switching over. So what new products and services are the companies offering? supply and demand. And I think I'm out of sync here, but heavy volume accumulation, buying by institutional investors, particularly at key moments like when the stock is forming and breaking out of a chart pattern. That's another thing. This book shows you like the chart patterns. I'm sure that you've seen some charts that have candlesticks. There's so many factors in the chart that you can walk away with information about that company that is relevant to your buying decisions. Are they a leader in the industry, or are they a laggard? Are they behind the curve, or are they like Amazon? You know, Amazon is like a leader. They've taken over the market, but there's still competitors for Amazon, believe it or not. One of the companies that can give Amazon a run for their money is Walmart. So you think about the companies that have lasted strong throughout COVID. Amazon, Walmart, Target. So, you know, those are three companies. Like as I get into the different charts, you'll see that, you know, when you find a stock that you're interested in, you can also look at two of their competitors and really narrow it down to the best company to purchase, because you may look at Amazon and say, hey, I would love to get Amazon, but the price is too high. But then you may look at the numbers of the at least three companies in that same sector and find out, hey, this deal is better than Amazon. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying that you want to compare companies within that same market. So institutional sponsorship, increase in the number of funds owning. So you have, and I'll show you in the charts where there are some companies that you can tell at the bottom of the chart. Usually there's the chart, but at the bottom there's also a chart, and it's institutional buying. So you could see those are your pension plans, your 401ks, your mutual funds, large institutions that are buying and selling that stock. So you could see like if there's a huge increase in someone buying that stock, or a huge decrease in that. So you can say, well, you know what, this has been selling off for a while. These larger funds have been selling out this particular stock. That may be a factor in your buying decision. And the market direction. Make new purchases only in the market uptrend. And so that's going to lead us into the next piece. So this book has all the strategies in there for buying stocks. And then they have a newspaper, an IBD weekly. This is tied to the owners of the book. So this, if you can see this right here in the corner, it says market uptrend. So it tells you in which way that the market is going. It lets you know if it's not a good time to buy or the market is in an uptrend position. So that's what you want to look for when you're making your purchase, your new purchases. Only make your purchase in a market trend. So the paper does it all for you. So when you're doing it it's good to know the fundamentals and what you're looking for, but just know that they made it so simple that they have a newspaper and it tells you right there that there's an uptrend in the market. The other thing that I like is that, you know, the 7 criterias. With this paper, it always gives you the 50 stocks that are outperforming the S&P. So these are companies that are outperform the S&P 500. So like as you can see here, starts to list from 1 to 50 the companies, and then if you go to this side, it shows, it has the actual individual chart for that company. It has a detail of the company. It has the 7 criterias. So you don't even have to spend hours and hours in selecting your stock. It's all right here. All the 7 criteria is right there in the box. So it lets you know like the rating, and it answers all of those questions. So you can, and it also has it on this side as well. So it tells you, so the first thing on here is Up Fintech is the #1 company. It's at $28.56 per share. The rating is 98. And then each one answers all of those 7 criterias. So you can, at a glance, you can look at the chart real quick. You can look at the numbers, like, okay, it meets all the criterias. But it still doesn't mean like, okay, now is the time to buy it. You want to do your numbers. You want to look and get some type of understanding of the charts. And I was trying to do it online, Gary, as well. Let me see if I have. The charts. I may have to do it on my computer, but I wanted to show you, take you to, so for instance, it's going to be a little hard to do it on my phone, but like say for instance, if there's a stock that you are interested in, so let me do this. I'm going to turn my phone around. So this is the website. So you can go to the website. The website does the exact same thing. So you don't have to use the newspaper. You can just go and pull up the website. Now I am using the monthly paid version. Hey Tia, welcome. So you can use the monthly paid version. So as you can see, the more, like the paper was $6, the books, I don't know. You can get those at the half price bookstore. And I was trying to do this on the Zoom so we can go through directly and take a look. But as you can see with the chart, it tells you like where it dips and stuff. It tells you exactly what's happening in the market. So let me get this back set up over here. We know that this is a good time if you're looking to buy some stocks. The market is in the upturn, and that's what we want. Okay, let me get this back set up. So the market is in an upturn, and right now I'm looking at Apple stock. So on this chart, it's called the leaderboard. It tells you on the left-hand side, it has all the criteria that we went over. So the current earnings, the annual earnings, the sales margin, the price and volume, the supply and demand, some of the things that we talked about. But just looking at the chart for Apple, right now it's at $127.35. So one of the things that I was telling my daughter, I was like, you know what? I'm surprised I don't have an Apple. I have an Apple Watch. I have the iPad. I have the cell phone. I have the laptop. Why don't I own any Apple stock? So that's probably why I have it up. But again, I'm not recommending. I don't know that it's ready for buy. But it tells you everything at a glance. So it even tells you, like, if you see a dip, a major dip, you can go in there and see what happened on that day, like what's going on. You know, if a CEO changes, it's going to affect the stock on that day. So, but on this chart, they do all the work for you. They tell you. But again, I like to look at over 10 years because like when we play the cash flow game, until you could probably attest to this, is that, there's stocks that show a range between $5 and $30, but then it's on sale for $1, and then we buy it, but we know history sells it between $5 and $30. So if we look at the numbers and the company is strong and it's not going out of business, then most definitely, why wouldn't you buy it on sale and make some money? Because that's what we're in the investment businesses, to make some money. The other thing is, and if you have a stock that you want me to look up, go ahead and key it in, and I'll pull it up. But again, at the it's ibd.com, the website. But you can go there and you can pull up the current market for last week on what the market did, how well the stocks are. The other thing is that this system, because of the charts, they can tell you exactly, hey, get ready. This is getting ready to go in a buy status. And so all you have to do is, at that point, you have your watch list created. You can create your watch. When I first started, I started off with a list of stocks from companies that I purchase from on a daily basis. So, whether it's soap parter or my electricity, the shoes that I wear, I just created a list that way. And that's how I started buying stocks. But that was some time ago. And I got it. Hey, Yolanda. I was trying to go live in a group, and we could have been live looking at, okay, I got you. I see your symbols coming through. Thank you for joining the live. Let's see. Okay. So that's Acquisitive Therapeutics. Okay, so this week right now is 146% volume going up. Now it has a lot of red lights on the 7 criterias. It's at $4.23 per share. And that's another thing that I want to point out as well. Like, say, if we were looking at the Amazons and the higher price stocks, just know that you can buy a fraction of a stock. If you can't afford a whole stock in itself, you can buy a fraction. But this stock is $4.23. Is that the correct one, Teal? Let me make sure. And this is what I can do too. I'll upload it to you. And the other one that I was looking at, now this was something that was not on my radar, and maybe we can talk about it. Is GameStop. Now, GameStop, there was a lot of news, about GameStop. And I do look at stocks or companies that our kids use, because there's money to be made. When they sign a new shoe for Nike, a new player, if that player is very popular, you can best believe that the stock price is going to go up. But GameStop, I wasn't interested when all the news was happening on it, and it wasn't even on my radar. But I was listening to someone and they really was talking about crypto. And so they were saying that, and you know that the stock wasn't doing well for a long time, but then when people were going in there rigging the system, GameStop is switching over to digital. Everything is digital now. So they're switching over. They're going to use the cryptocurrency, the Ethereum platform, to take their games digital. So that's going to be like Netflix and Blockbuster type thing. So now it has my interest. So those are the types of news that you're listening for. Like, what is the company doing innovatively to attract business, attract traffic? And so imagine if it goes digitally where, you know, the kids don't have to go to the store and try to get the games and all that, to where they can now go online and get their games. That's a game changer right there. So that's something to think about. And again, I'm not making any recommendations. We're just talking about what's happening out in the market. So I'll send you this chart. And then let me look up your other company there. Now, I took the dollar sign out. So that's why I'm mentioning the company to make sure that I have the right one. This one is Newsy Inc. Now this one, the volume is up 51% for $3.49. Now this one has a lot of red lights in all the categories as well. And then to look at the chart over time, let's see. Now, let me turn this back around so you can see this. And then as you can see, you know, you see how much that has fallen. So I don't know if you're buying stocks as it goes down, because if that's the case, you would make money going down. This one has fallen very drastically, so, but I'll send you the chart with the numbers. AMC2, you want me to look that up, Gary? I am using like it comes with the paper, ibd.com. And this is the leaderboard chart. What I like about this now, this used to be part of the Market Smith. Now each, like I said, layer, like the paper cost me $6. All the information that we're talking about is in here as well. If you're a book reader, has all the strategies. They have a newspaper and they have a website. But the charts I'm showing you today is a monthly membership, although when you sign up, they give you the paper free for a certain period of time. You can get the websites, the additional websites for free. Like the Market Smith, like you can even go in there and the Market Smith will tell you, like you can look up Warren Buffett's stock list. There's some key people in there that you can look at their portfolio, but each one costs more, and the leadership is like $69.95 a month. But again, they'll give it to you for free. So in general, for like 30 days, I'm not sure what the special is, and when you get these things, someone will call you one-on-one, walk you through. They have video tutorials. I like the educational piece behind it. Because you know me, I like to learn how to fish. Okay, let me send this to you, Teal. And see, I like to look at over time because like looking at a chart, it could easily be misleading. If you're just looking at weekly and daily, you want to stretch it out. If it goes 5-10 years, stretch it out so you can get a true picture, because you can look at like just for the daily, it could look like it's rising, but when you stretch it out, you see that this one is like a major decline. And so you want to be careful about that. And Gary, I will send you AMC. Okay. Now AMC, now the sales hasn't been good, but you know, that could be because, you know, what you need, Yolanda, just put in a symbol and I'll send you the company's charts. What company you want me to pull for you. But ANC took a hit with COVID. You know, no one was really going to the movies. You know, they just now reopening the movies now. Matter of fact, you just got to pay attention to what's going on. Matter of fact, I was looking at an ad where they're bringing drive-in movies back again. So, but during the time, I noticed while we were having COVID, you can order the movies online, but what were they selling them, like $20? So, but that's, you know, they were trying to survive. Oh, the newspaper, and I get it right from the grocery store. I like the newspaper versus I use online as well, but you know, I'm old school, a little old school. So, but it also has the IPOs, it has ETFs, it has all of that in here. So you can definitely look at the top trending companies. It will also tell you about, AMC. And let me just show you that. And we probably might have to do a zoom. But you see how that just looks crazy, like right in there. So, and then at the bottom, like I said, these are like your mutual funds, your pension plans, your 401ks. And so the red is like a bunch of sales, and the blue is where they're buying into the stock. So, but they did have a, you know, it looks like they're trying to come back. So, but again, you know, they're opening back up again. So, you know, like I said, you got to know what's going on. And so these charts will tell you exactly what's going on in the market, like in the news, what is taking place for it to, that it took a hit. So we already know COVID did that for them. And let's see. And then you can also click on there to see like the news. It'll tell you like the different articles that came out. So yeah, that's what happened to GameStop, you know. So, but again, you gotta you gotta go through all that to see what's going on, what's really going on. And so, if the company is repositioning and putting themselves in a better position to where you can make money, why not? Why not? So, but when I get ready to, I buy for the long term. But again, after playing, my game plan has changed. So now, because I kind of got discouraged in stocks, even though I know how to choose great stocks and that sort of thing. But I just got discouraged because, not only do I have my own portfolio, but I'm also in an investment club and I'm the treasurer. And I've seen, like, because we have different stocks and, some stocks did well, some didn't. So it just really stayed stagnant to me. So, but in the past, I would say 3 or 4 months, it's soaring. So that was encouraging. And plus, me playing the cash flow game every Sunday has changed my philosophy. So now I'm not looking for companies that I use on a daily basis. Of course, I'll look at that. Like I said, I'm wondering why I don't have Apple stock. So I'm going to go in and do the research for that. But also now I'm looking for stocks that is going to accomplish the financial goal that I've set. So you want to start saying, okay, how much are you trying to make in the market, and set a price. So from the book we read on the Millionaire Mind, in the book club, okay, everything that he touches, he doesn't stop until he's made $1 million. Okay, so now I'm going in here with a strategy. I'm looking for stocks that's going to give me enough capital gains to get me to the next level in my investment. So I want to make 30, 40, 50,000, cash it out, and then go buy me an 8-plex or a 16-plex. That'll be my down payment. So I'm using the stock market now with a purpose and a financial goal. So I'm now wanting to extract and make 30, 40, or 50,000. That'll give me my down payment for my 8-plex. And then the cash flow from that will allow me to that'll be the next phase. And from there, and then I'll balance out my debt ratio, because the goal is to get your passive income equal to or greater than your your debt. So you want to then balance it out, pay down if you have to, and that should take you to the fast lane. Now you're paying cash for a business outright. You'll come and find a business, and whatever that costs, you'll have enough money coming in through your cash flow to pay cash for the entire purchase, instead of me getting a down payment, having to go to the bank to borrow the rest, which that's a strategy. But again, now the stock market has a different purpose and meaning. And so I don't have to look for companies that I use, even though I do have that. I have the GEs and the Pfizer, and I have those. But now I can look at companies that I can buy 1,000 shares of stock for $1. I'm just throwing that out. That's the game. But again, you can find some discounted stock out there that will yield you money. So not only do you make money off the stock market with capital gains, buying at a low price, selling it at the higher price, but you may be at the stage in your life where you're looking for dividends. And I was talking about stock splits. Matter of fact, I just found out that GE just did a stock split, but so if you have 1,000 shares of stock and there's a 2-for-1 split, now you have 2,000 shares. 1,000 shares of it you didn't even pay for because there was a stock split. Now, if the price goes up on that stock split, you can sell the ones that you got for free and keep the ones that you paid for, or cash out the ones you paid for just to get your initial investment back. But again, you don't want to take that initial investment and put it in your pocket. You want to take that initial investment and then invest into something else. You want to keep that money circulating to where it's growing, constantly growing for you. So, and definitely, I got some investors on here as well. So definitely share. If there's something I missed in saying, or if there's something you want to add to help us all grow. If you're good at the stock market, definitely share your tips. But yeah, I'll probably have to do this again so that I can share my screen. So, but I will send you guys out the charts to the companies that you asked about. And Yolanda, I get this at my local grocery store. But you can get it online. I think today I saw that you can get 5 papers for $5. I paid $6 for this. So, they're always, of course, to get you in the door, they give you the stuff for free. But definitely there's tons of videos. There's tons of, like, for instance, like, it even has a section. And again, this is on the website too. But because you guys can't see it. But they have in here a section of new companies. And it gives you the information about new companies. So you can, be ahead of the game and see what new companies are doing. And then by with the internet, you actually can, it's IBD. It's IBD.com. And, they have free stuff in there. But again, you can get the paper online. You don't have to get the physical paper. You can get the paper electronically. Old school, I like to have the paper because what I do is I just take my time and go through it. I take my time to go through it. I look at the 50 stocks. And then it also has it has the, you're welcome. It also has the other charts as well. So like say if you have a stock and it's on the IBD 50, you can also look at the NASDAQ. You can look at the New York Stock Exchange. So it has those charts in here too. And then you can just, if you find your company that you have on more than one stock at the top, those are indicators that you got a stock, good stock. So it doesn't take a lot of, once you go through and initially, that before that purchase, you want to do your due diligence, you want to do your research, you want to go to the company's website. Like all these things that we're talking about is public information that they have to distribute. So like for instance, it has a market pulse. So like for instance, Friday's action, NASDAQ inches closer to new highs. Current outlook confirm uptrend. That's what you're looking for when you buying stock. You want to purchase stock in a confirm uptrend. Distribution days, 5 on S&P 500, 2 on NASDAQ. Leaders in volume. So they're telling you that Adobe is a leader, DocuSign is a leader, and Dick's Sporting Good. They were leaders this past week. I know all 3 of those companies. So like for instance, DocuSign, and you don't have to know a whole lot about stuff, but just again, pay attention to what's going on. I work from home now. I don't go into the office. I also sit on a board of directors. I'm also on the executive committee. So I'm the secretary. So I'm required to sign legal documents. So when I go in for a meeting, they usually have them stacked up and I sign them. But then now that we're home and haven't been having meetings because of COVID, they mail them to me. And then I have to mail them back. But now with DocuSign, they send it to me. I go pull up the email, sign it, and send it back. So Sign, I've been using that. Adobe, Dick's Sporting Goods. So that's not that's not surprising to me because people have been confined to their house for over a year. So summertime is here and they're lifting the ban in a lot of places. I saw over, like they said, 2 million people were traveling. People are getting out, they're taking vacations. So Dick's Sporting Goods is benefiting from that. So, so those are the, it's nothing, once you start doing it won't, I could tell you it was very overwhelming for me at the beginning. I didn't understand what these numbers mean. And I could tell you even today, it still probably goes over my head. But again, they do the work for you. So I can just go here and see the numbers like, okay, it's been over the past 3 months, the sales have been consistently rising. And those are the types of things that you want to know. Just like, you're looking at, how well do they manage their debt? How well is management doing? Those are things that you need to ask and want to know about a company before you buy it, because if the management team doesn't care, then guess what? You're not going to make any money. So we just don't want our money just sitting in the stock market and not working for us. That defeats the purpose. That's not what it's designed to do. But we are up against, 401ks and pension plans, large corporations, and, you got day traders, they're on the computer all day and they have a system set up to where it's just constantly working. But you as an individual can go in there and pick out some good stocks as well, and make money. So, let me know if this has been helpful for you. Let me know if you need me to do another one, more live so you can see the charts. But yeah. Look at Gary. He's always in position. And I ain't mad, Gary. So, as Gary's saying, the RA annuities and life insurances are other options as well. And so all of you that I can see is in the group. So you can definitely reach out to Gary and he can help you with those areas. So yeah, there's so many opportunities and there's so many of us that you can glean from and make money. You have all of the above. Yeah, you know what? You have to, because really, even though there's people and computers that are so smart and such ahead of the game, and that's what I meant was trying to say, finish that thought, is that you're up against people that receive the information about changes way before you get it. There was a time I had a stock and it was doing very well, and then news hit. I'm talking about the close of, say, the business day yesterday up until it opening the next morning, it had dropped drastically. But there was people that, because of technology, they were able to, beat it before I took a total loss, versus them, they were able to get out the night before. So that's what's nice about technology. And again, that's what I like about these systems, that Fidelity has it, every system that you can use, where you can set guidelines like, you know what, if this stock drops below 5%, sell it. So when I first started, and especially with this strategy here, at the beginning it tells you, set your perimeters at 8%. If it drops 8%, then sell it, don't even look back. Or if it goes up to 20%, you want to go in and check the numbers. So if the numbers are stronger than the day that you purchased it, that's the sign to buy some more and hold on for the ride. But if there's some weakness there, if it's not meeting those 7 criteria, then go ahead and take your 20% capital gains and move on. But then 2008 hit, then they changed it, instead of 8, do 5. So you may have to change your perimeters, but you can set your computer, like if this drops overnight or before, at the end of closing, whatever, at this dollar amount, sell it. So that way you're not losing more than 8%. If you've made 40%, 60%, 100% off of that stock, and then it drops, you don't want to lose it all your gains. Just set it at 5, 8%. But then, I would also say check it at the 5 and 8% to make sure that there wasn't some type of crazy news that is not going to last longer than 24 hours that caused the stock to drop. Because we are in that arena to where fake news will cause, someone has to do is tweet something negative. You see what's happening with Elon Musk. He makes a tweet. Certain influencers can make a tweet, and that could just cause the whole house to fall down. So you definitely want to just kind of like, don't panic, because you got your perimeter set, but just take a look. All you have to do is pull up, Google it, see what's going on. And if it's just something that's just not going to last longer than 24 hours, then you say, okay. But you don't want to, every news, every time it drops, that you just selling off your things. Just take a quick look to make sure that it's not something that's crazy. Yes, diversity is key. So like, for instance, that's why I buy real estate. I have stocks, crypto, silver and gold. That's my diversity, because no one really knows. We think we know, we think we're smarter than God, but at the end of the day, He has the last say. We can do it as skillfully as we know how. Do your due diligence, do your research, do everything that you humanly possibly can. And you'll find out you won't take as much as a hit, because when something else falls and you have more than one, usually the other part keeps you solid. So, and if you have any questions for me, I know I did all the talking, and I could have brought you on live as well. But if you have any further questions, we got about 3 more minutes. Let me know if this has been helpful, beneficial. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. But I'll probably, I'll send you guys all of your reports tonight so you can take a look at it. I love the reports. Now, like I said, the candlesticks, I see that some people use that for the crypto. So, once you learn the strategy, it'll take you a long way. And I know this was an entrepreneur, but I wanted to do it. And I think the next opportunity that I have, when I don't have a speaker, I'm going to talk about the online business, because with you guys on here, that they changed, Instagram just rolled something out. They paying people now for live videos. So if you do the first incentive, like once you sign up, they just want a 15-minute live, and they'll pay you $100. The next category, they tell you, the next level, like if you do this by this date and time, we'll send you $250. Hello, what I've been telling you guys, online is where it's at. Now, my goal is to get a check from Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, not to mention my online classes, my book. I plan to get checks, so keep that in mind. I know Teal, you wanted to do some videos, and Gary, I remember the first time we did a live, I encouraged you to go live and just answer people questions, because there's a lot of information myths out there and misinformation, and so that helps you build not only people to follow you, but also it helps you. I'm telling you, Teal will tell you, like the book clubs, when she came in there, I was in there by myself, but I was recording it, and I had my material together. I had a PowerPoint, because that one day that video is gonna, send me a check. But when people do show up to the games and the book club, it allows me to get to know you more one-on-one. And so that's key for your type of business. You'll get to meet people one-on-one. You'll get to hear what their problems are that you can solve with your products. So something to reconsider. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. Again, I hope this was beneficial. And you always bless my heart by showing up. I appreciate it, and see you on the next video.